everyone, welcome to a new Splash Sisters episode. I'm Hana.
And I'm Mev.
And we're going to be doing Star Bench Cut Part 2. And we have our producer Paris here. Hey Paris.
Hey girls, how's it going?
Pretty good. We're just really excited to do this because we have so many good ones. And we want everyone to comment down below what they think for each one. So yeah, let's start on the first one.
Alright, so Star Bench Cut number 1. Here's the first round. We got Karl Anthony Towns, Domantas Sabonis, and Bam Adebayo.
That's such a tough one because all three impact the games in so many ways. Oh, this is really hard because
I'm starting Bam. I think Bam is like a better playoff performer than them. And in general, Bam is just better.
Definitely.
I'd rather have Bam on my team than either of them. If you asked me this question a year ago, I would have said like start Cat. That's like the funny thing. But now I'm cutting Cat because continuously every year he just loses. And like short.
He did come back from injury, to be fair.
True, but I don't know. I think Domantas Sabonis helped the Kings like reach new heights this year. They were technically the best offense of all time this year also. So I don't know. And he did not play as good in the playoffs this year. But like Cat didn't either. So if we're talking, he made all NBA though. So as of right now, I'm benching Domantas Sabonis and I'm cutting Cat.
This is so hard. Bam, we all know Bam is like, he averaged 20 points per game this year and no one really talks about it. Like he gets better and better, like scoring wise every year. And on top of that, Defensive Player of the Year level defense. So it's hard not to start him. Like Mev also mentioned, he's the best playoff performer here out of both of them. Helped his team reach the finals twice. Puts up pretty good numbers in the playoffs. So I think I'd have to start Bam Adebayo. I'm gonna bench Cat because I feel like Cat still like offensively is just amazing. Like scoring wise, can shoot from anywhere too. Like he even said he revolutionized shooting as a center. Pretty sure he said he changed the game and everyone laughed at him, but I think I agree with him. He can shoot from deep and he's just a really good shooter. So I think I'll bench Cat because I think he still can put up great numbers on a game-by-game basis. He was just injured this year, so didn't see like the best of him. But I think he still, like he could like next year probably have a better season than both of these players. Who knows? But I'm gonna cut Sabonis just because like I feel like his game is really like you can really game plan around him. He was getting outplayed by Kevon Looney in the playoffs and it was really bad for him just because like his scoring is not great. Like you can definitely like defend him as a scorer just because he doesn't really have any moves offensively at all. And I feel like his defense isn't great either. The best thing about Sabonis' game is his playmaking as a center. That's what I like about Sabonis, but I feel like the other two can do more in my opinion. And
if Cat is not scoring, he's literally useless on the court, and you can't.
Same with Sabonis. Did you not see it? Did you not see in the playoffs what happened?
You just said his playmaking, but what does Cat
still
have
that still was getting.
Like
that still was getting exposed. Sabonis just got exposed in the playoffs. I think
like
Bam's the only one that just provides both in the regular season and playoffs, so you have to start Bam. But the other two are a toss around. I still feel like Cat, he just came back from an injury, a bad injury. I feel like he's gonna get better and better. He obviously was adapting to that injury, so I think that's why we didn't see the best of him in the regular season. But I feel like he's still better than Sabonis, so I have to bench Cat. Well, this one is a really good one, but comment down below what you guys think about this one. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, girls, so the next one is Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, and Anthony Edwards.
I think Zach LaVine is a better player than both of them, and I think he's also the most underrated here. If you ask anyone, they would probably cut Zach LaVine, and I feel like
I'm cutting Bradley Beal.
Okay, I respect that. But if you ask like most people, they're just haters, and they would cut Zach, but they're ignoring that Zach has better numbers than both of them, especially after the All-Star break this year. I get it, and Edwards. If we're talking about ceiling, I feel like maybe he does have a higher ceiling, but if we're talking about right now, he
definitely has a higher ceiling.
He is not better than Zach LaVine right now. As a basketball player, he's not better. Zach is better, and Beal, I feel like I would cut Beal. I feel like he just put up so much empty stats on the Wizards
me
that like I have to see what he does on Phoenix to know for sure. As of now, I'm starting Zach, benching Edwards, and cutting Beal.
For me, this one's really tough because I feel like between two players, because I feel like Bradley Beal is like he's not averaging 30 points per game again. We won't see that happen. I think he'll be a really good third option on the Suns, but
fake year for him.
But yeah, I feel like we won't see that again from Bradley Beal. He was on a trash team. Like he did get the ball the whole time. Like he's still a really great scorer. That's why I think he'll establish himself really well in the Phoenix offense. And as their third scorer, he's gonna be so deadly. Like I can't wait to watch the Suns play this year. But I think as a player, I'm gonna start Anthony Edwards, and I'm gonna start Anthony Edwards because I think I have more like hope for him being the main guy on a team than Zach LaVine. I think Anthony Edwards will establish himself as the main guy on the Timberwolves, and yeah, think he'll be that guy, and he gets better and better as the year goes on. And I think they're both really close as players. But yeah, like you mentioned, I think Anthony Edwards' ceiling is way higher. So I'll start Anthony Edwards, bench Zach LaVine, even though Zach LaVine is like such an efficient scorer and no one really talks about it. He is a really gifted scorer.
His playmaking and defense improves year by year. I think he could be the main guy. It's just like he needs like a good
I just don't
second,
see it.
a
He
really
can't
good
be.
second option. He's
Like-
not gonna do shit with DeMar, but also DeMar is the first, like, has to be the first option. But he just needs a really good second
I
option.
feel like he could be like a third/fourth main guy on a championship team. But for Anthony Edwards, I just have higher. He's just gonna be
In that case, and
like,
Edwards
higher
is a
up.
second option. He,
could be, yeah.
Zach could be a second or third option.
You never know. Like
Third
Anthony,
or fourth is,
I feel like Zach
is
LaVine is
weird
not.
to say.
He's not gonna. If anything, he already reached his peak. Anthony Edwards, you
What
don't
are
know.
you talking about? He's literally 28 and gets better and better. He got injured. That's the only
He's
reason.
28 years old. He's
That's
near
not
30.
old. Are you good?
He's
That's when
near
most players-
30.
That's when a lot of players enter their peak. Are you good? Don't piss me off.
Mev, it's not happening.
Yes.
Because his best season already happened. Now he's just been like,
No, he got injured. Don't.
don't scream.
No, the only
You're
reason
just mad
why
I'm right.
the only reason
We'll
why he
come
had an
back
off
to
year was
this.
because he got injured, and he's literally was still injured up until like recently.
Okay.
We'll see this next season. Zach is gonna have his
Anthony
best season
Edwards is
yet.
still
Just
like
wait.
22 years old or less. I think he's like 20
He
or
has-
21.
and he
How old
hasn't
is
had
he?
a-
I'm pretty sure he's like 20 or 21 years old. Like he
has
he
yet
might.
to have a season better
Anthony
than
Edwards
Zach.
could still be
So-
the best player on a championship team one day. I think it can happen. So you would just have to start Anthony Edwards, bench Zach LaVine, cut Bradley Beal just because Bradley Beal is just like
And you're
I don't know, I
basing
just-
this
I
off
don't-
future maybes.
no. I think
But-
that Anthony Edwards is better right now too.
He's not better right now. He's not.
Okay, next one,
'Cause
please.
They won one game against the Nuggets. Who's better? Sure.
All right, girls, moving on. So now we're going back to the 2021 NBA draft, and some of these players have definitely had good careers so far. We're starting with Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Green.
Honestly, start Evan Mobley. Like this guy averaged I'm pretty sure 16 points per game, and he was second in defensive player of the year voting, I think, or third. So I think we have to start Evan Mobley. I think he's gonna be a future All-Star 100%. Like there's no doubt about it. And I'm gonna bench Jalen Green because I think he has potential scoring wise. I know he had a few stinkers this year, but he's put up some 40-point games and he's looked promising. And I'm gonna bench Scotty Barnes because I don't know. I don't really see anything special about Scotty Barnes. What about you, Mev?
That's a crazy statement because Scotty Barnes is really good. You saw he won Rookie of the Year. But, like,
Undeservingly.
come on, he is good. Like I think the Raptors want to.
Yeah, but I just don't see anything special about him.
I mean, I think he's special.
I think he could be an all-star one day, but I
But-
don't know. I think both of the other players are better.
No, I think he's a good scorer. He's a good I think they want to put the ball in his hands more. I think he's a good player, but I kind of agree. Like I think he has I feel like Jalen Green and Evan Mobley have a higher ceiling than him, but at the same time I'm iffy. This is the one I think I'm the most iffy about, but I'm gonna start Jalen Green.
Over Evan Mobley?
Yeah, I feel like
Damn.
Jalen Green has superstar potential. I feel like
No.
Evan Mobley just has Andre Drummond vibes, good big man, but you saw what happened in playoffs.
Are you
just,
crazy? Yeah, I don't know. I definitely disagree
I don't
with
think
that.
he's gonna be a better player than Jalen Green. Come on.
He already
Green-
is a better player than Jalen Green.
Right now, maybe they're both young. Jalen Green still has time to break out, but I'm talking about future. If we're talking about now, obviously you're right. But if we're talking about future, I'm starting Jalen Green, benching Scotty Barnes, and cutting Evan Mobley.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be
We'll see about that, man.
a GOAT big man type shit. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. Maybe I'm a hater, but
Honestly, none of these
Maybe I'm a
players
hater.
will be the best player in the league one day, but I think Evan Mobley will be top 10, top 15 one day. Yeah, I think honestly, this is a good one. I think most people will agree with me, but yeah, let's hear the next one.
Moving on to the next one, we have Steve Nash, John Stockton, and Russell Westbrook.
We are starting Steve Nash. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but Steve Nash for me is a top 5 point guard of all time. I just really love how he honestly embodies a point guard. He always looked to pass first. He was a brilliant playmaker, and he was just obviously people think that he was a MVP level player, and people think he even didn't deserve his MVPs, but he really did. And yeah, the way he elevated teams is just unlike like most superstars in NBA history. So I think I'm gonna start Steve Nash, and I'm gonna bench Russell Westbrook because I think honestly I just think he's a better player than John Stockton. I think John Stockton obviously was a great passer, but also Russell Westbrook was a great passer too. People underestimate how good of a passer Russell Westbrook is. On top of that, Russell Westbrook can average 30 points per game as well as passing. So I think he just can provide more to a team than John Stockton can. And yeah, that's what I think. I think start Steve Nash, bench Russell Westbrook, and cut John Stockton. What do you think,
Well,
Mev?
I'm gonna start Russ because I think
Over Steve Nash?
I just think Russ is a better like envisionment and like of a basketball player. Like he has the athleticism, he has like everything over Steve Nash besides like winning, if that makes sense. You see what I'm trying to say? Like he is just like,
But Steve Nash was like a perfect basketball player. Like obviously
oh my god, you're so
perfect. He was
overdramatic.
like a perfect offensive player. Like he was one of the best offensive players in NBA history. His scoring was he was
Russ
such an
is better-
efficient scorer.
Russ is better on both sides of the court. We don't.
I
you're talking-
disagree.
Russ is a
Offensively,
better
Steve
scorer.
Nash
Russ has
clears.
literally averaged.
Steve Nash clears also Westbrook offensively.
That's why Russ has averaged a triple double in multiple seasons. Like,
Okay,
are you
and
serious?
okay,
Prime
and
Russ, people forget how good Prime Russ was too. He literally has an MVP also and carried his team to
Steve
6
Nash
seeds.
has 2 MVPs.
You said that only Nash can carry teams. Russ.
No, I didn't. I
That's
said
why Russ
I
literally
said
won an MVP.
the way Steve Nash elevates teams is like just like more.
Prime Russ did
impressive
that
to
too.
me.
I mean,
He
we're
did,
not
but-
talking about when he started, like, you know. But I think Russ is a better player. I'm sorry. We could have a longer debate one day about this, but I'm taking Russ, Prime Russ, and then I'm obviously gonna cut Nash. I mean, I keep mixing up. I'm gonna start Russ, bench Nash, and cut Stockton.
It's just crazy because I know
Stockton
so
is
many
just
all
not
the
better either than
all the comments are gonna be like, but Stockton has the most assists in NBA history. That's literally their only like argument for this. John Stockton has never once had an MVP level season or even close. He got to play with an MVP player, which obviously he got to have all assists too. Yeah, I think both of these players, Nash and Russ, could be the main guys on a team, but Stockton never was, which is the main reason why I'm cutting him. Because we've seen what they can do. They won MVPs as the main guy. They've taken their teams in the playoffs as the main guy, like top seeds every year. Like not every year, but you know, like yeah, I think these two just did more. So I think
Yeah, I feel like Stockton is like one of the most overrated players of all time.
I agree. I really agree.
Actually, I feel like a lot of people don't like him anyways because he's an anti-basketball. But like, if we're talking about specifically basketball, he's not better at either of them than anything. Maybe passing, but that's it.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd say
Basketball's an
Steve Nash
all-around-
is a better
I feel
passer.
like basketball's an all-around game. That's why I'm starting Russ over Nash. But that's just me.
Yeah, and a lot of people are gonna be like, start thinking of like 2022 Russ on the Lakers, like when we talk about this. But like, we're talking about prime Russ, and if you didn't really witness it, then I don't want to hear your opinion on this. Like prime Russ was a beast, but I have to bench him because I think I'm like really high on Steve Nash. He was just an amazing player to me. The next one is LaMelo Ball, Jalen Brunson, and Darius Garland. Start bench cut. I'm
Like,
starting
what are we
Jalen
basing-
Brunson.
What are we basing this off of? Who's better right now and who has like potential to be better? Because
Right now,
LaMelo was injured, so we're gonna have to do this on potential
I don't know. He
or
still
like their last.
he
good
still
season.
averaged like 20 something points. Like he still had a good season.
You can't tell me LaMelo doesn't have the highest ceiling here, and I feel like LaMelo is just like a better all-around like scorer, and like
He's not a better scorer.
I think he's a better scorer. It could be a better scorer.
I think Jalen Brunson had the best scoring season just because based off efficiency too.
Who else is gonna score in the Knicks? You guys suck.
We have Julius Randle who averaged 25 points per game, and RJ Barrett who averaged like
And who
19
crumbled in
something.
them? You guys, they literally started. stinking
And he
in the
still averaged
playoffs.
24 points per game. Like we have guys. Jalen Brunson was just spectacular this year. I think.
Christian LaMelo averaged like 25 his All-Star season last year.
No, he didn't. What are you talking about? He averaged 20.
20. I'm tripping. But
This
he
year,
averaged 23.
this year he averaged 23. Only played 36 games, but his All-Star season 20.
But like LaMelo just keeps getting better and better. And
I
just, like,
think-
injuries is what's like.
I think
Really
LaMelo is
hurting.
probably the best all-around player here, just based on like scoring, rebounds, assists. But I think Jalen Brunson is more impactful. I think Jalen Brunson is more impactful than both, and he showed it in the playoffs when he was one of the best playoff performers in the league this year. And just the way he carried the Knicks in the playoffs, and he does not back down. He's one of the most clutch players in the league, most polished players in the league. I take him over both of these players. Like he plays like a vet, and he's only been in the league in a couple years. I think he'll be
He's
an
also
all-star.
pushing 30.
He's 26. He still has 4 years left till he's 30. I think he's gonna become an all-star like every year
Okay,
until he's 30. I don't
Okay,
I don't
enough,
care if he's too
enough.
good.
Enough glazing. So I'm starting LaMelo, benching Brunson, and cutting Garland, just because I feel like
Cutting Garland.
you're gonna have to cut Garland here.
I think this is really close between these three players, But yeah, like I said, I think it's easily start Brunson, but LaMelo, I think
Easily?
I'm pretty sure Darius is more efficient than LaMelo, but LaMelo, like I said, is like a better all-around player. So I think I think all three of these players are great passers, but I think LaMelo is probably the best passer out of these three, in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna bench LaMelo and cut Garland. That was really hard because I think Garland is really good, but I think LaMelo is a better
I just
scorer
keep
and
thinking
passer.
about how he shot the bed.
I'm pretty sure, like, literally everyone has had a bad playoff series. Like, everyone in the NBA. Like, even LeBron. You can't really base it off one. If you're like Julius Randle who has, like, multiple bad playoff series, then you could say something. But, like, off their first one, I'm not gonna judge. But yeah, we'll see. That's mine right now. Start Brunson, bench LaMelo, cut Garland. I really want to hear everyone's opinions on all of these because these are all really close. Oh, shoot, this is the last one. Primes. Start, bench, cut Danny Green, JJ Redick, and Kyle Korver.
I feel like they're all the same person, bro.
I'm gonna start Danny Green because Danny Green, let's not forget how he was insane in the finals for the Spurs.
Danny is the biggest winner here.
Agreed.
He has, like,
He's
3
easily
rings.
he's like easily starting here.
I'm starting Danny. I'm benching Kyle Korver and I'm cutting JJ Redick. Sorry, JJ, you're gone.
I agree, honestly. I think JJ. I think
He's the only
they
one
can
with
be
no ring,
switched.
right?
That
Like,
that doesn't really matter to me. It's
I
just
know,
like
that just matters to me right now.
I think
but-
Kyle Korver is a better shooter.
That too. I mean, we can compare 3-point.
But yeah, I
percentages
think-
right now, but
Yeah, honestly, I think Kyle Korver is the better shooter, so that's why I'll bench him. But I think Danny Green can provide he's a two-way player. He's a 3-and-D player. That's why I really like Danny Green. He's like that perfect piece to a contending team that every team wants. And that's why he's still in the league till this day, even though he's washed. But teams still want him. That just shows how much they value a player like Danny Green. And don't even forget about it. His prime too. His prime, he was so deadly. So start Danny Green, bench Kyle Korver, cut JJ Redick. That's our last one. I really want to hear what you all think in the comments down below for each one, like, so we can debate in the comments. Well, thank you guys for watching so much. That's so disrespectful.
Addicted
Say
to
bye.
Candy.
Say
I'm
bye.
addicted to Candy Crush right now. Well, anyways, bye guys. Thank you to everyone who watches every week. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
To
subscribe.
everything. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Thank you.
@SplashSistersP. Thank you guys so much. Bye.